As we step into 2025, it's hard to believe that some of our favorite games are hitting the decade mark. From epic adventures to heart-pounding action, these games have left an indelible mark on the gaming world. Join us as we take a nostalgic journey through 13 great games that will celebrate their 10th anniversary this year. Let's dive into the world of gaming history. At number 1, we have Yakuza Zero. It is a 2015 action-adventure game developed by Ryuga Gotoku Studio and published by Sega. It is the 6th main entry in the Yakuza series and a prequel to the original game. It was released for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 in Japan in March 2015 and in North America and Europe for PlayStation 4 in January 2017. It was released for Windows on August 1, 2018 and on Xbox One on 26 February 2020. A free accompanying game application for PlayStation Vita titled Yakuza Zero free-to-play application for PlayStation Vita was released in Japan in February 2015. The game received generally favorable reviews from critics and is largely responsible for the franchise's rise in popularity and sales in the West, the series being deemed obscure beforehand. Yakuza Zero was followed up by the remake of the original game Yakuza Kiwami, the next chronological installment of this series. At number 2, we have Fallout 4. It is a 2015 action role-playing game developed by Bethesda Game Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. It is the 4th main game in the Fallout series and was released worldwide on November 10, 2015 for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. The game is set within an open-world post-apocalyptic environment that encompasses the city of Boston and the surrounding Massachusetts region known as the Commonwealth. Fallout 4 received positive reviews from critics, with many praising the world depth, player freedom, overall amount of content, crafting, story, characters and soundtrack. Criticism was mainly directed at the game's simplified role-playing elements compared to its predecessors and technical issues. The game shipped 12 million units to retailers, which generated $750 million within the first 24 hours of its launch. It received numerous accolades from various gaming publications and award events, including the respective awards for Game of the Year and Best Game at the DICE Awards and British Academy Game Awards. Bethesda has released 6 downloadable content add-ons, including the expansions Far Harbor and Nuka World. At number 3, we have Helldivers. It is a 2015 Swedish top-down shooter video game developed by Arrowhead Game Studios and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. The game was released for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita with crossplay in March 2015. A version for Windows was also released on 7th December 2015, making it the first Sony-published game for personal computers. Helldivers received positive reviews from critics and sold over 4 million units by May 2024. A sequel, Helldivers 2, was announced in May 2023 and was released on 8th February 2024. At number 4, we have Until Dawn. It is a 2015 interactive drama horror game developed by Supermassive Games and published by Sony Computer Entertainment. Players assume control of 8 young adults who have to survive on Blackwood Mountain when their lives are threatened. The game features a butterfly effect system in which players must make choices that they may change the story. All playable characters can survive or die, depending on the choices made. Players explore the environment from a third-person perspective and find clues that may help solve the mystery. Until Dawn was announced at Gamescom 2012 and released for PlayStation 4 in August 2015. Although there was little marketing effort from Sony, its sales surpassed expectations. The game received generally positive reviews from critics and was nominated for multiple year-end accolades. Critics praised the branching nature of the story, butterfly effect system, world building, characters, and use of quick-time events, but criticized the controls. Supermassive followed the game with a virtual reality spin-off, Until Dawn: Rush of Blood in 2016, and a prequel, The Impatient, in 2018. While a spiritual successor, The Quarry, was released in 2022, a remake for PlayStation 5 and Windows was released on 4 October 2024. A film adaptation of the game is scheduled to be released in April 2025. At number 5, we have Dying Light. It is a 2015 survival horror video game developed by Techland and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. The game's story follows undercover agent Kyle Crane, who is sent to infiltrate a quarantine zone in a fictional Middle Eastern city called Haran. It features an enemy-infested open-world city with a dynamic day-night cycle, in which zombies are slow and clumsy during daytime and extremely aggressive at night. The gameplay is focused on parkour, allowing players to choose fight or flight when presented with dangers. The game features an asymmetrical multiplayer mode, originally set to be a pre-order bonus, and a 4-player cooperative multiplayer mode. Announced in May 2013, it was released in January 2015 for Linux, PlayStation 4, Windows, and Xbox One. At release, Dying Light received mixed reviews from critics, with praise mainly directed at the combat, graphics, cooperative multiplayer, navigation, and the day-night cycle, while receiving criticism regarding the story, difficulty, and technical issues. The game was the best-selling title of January 2015 and broke the record for first month sales of a new survival horror intellectual property. The game was a commercial success, having sold 20 million units by April 2022. Techland committed to supporting the game and released downloadable content, packs, content drops, and free updates for the game several years after the initial launch. An expansion titled Dying Light: The Following was released in February 2016. The sequel, Dying Light 2: Stay Human, was released in February 2022. At Gamescom 2024, Techland revealed a new project titled Dying Light: The Beast. It will be a standalone title set 13 years after the events of the first game and will bring back protagonist Kyle Crane. At number 6, we have Bloodborne. It is an role-playing video game developed by From Software and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation 4. The game follows a hunter through the decrepit Gothic Victorian-era inspired city of Yehernam, whose inhabitants are afflicted with a bloodborne disease which transforms the residents, called Yehernamites, into horrific beasts. Attempting to find the source of the plague, the player's character unravels the city's mysteries while fighting beasts and cosmic beings. Bloodborne has been cited as among the greatest video games ever made, with the praise directed at its gameplay, atmosphere, sound design, Lovecraftian themes, and interconnected world design. Some criticism was directed at its technical performance at launch, which was improved with post-release updates. The downloadable content, The Old Hunters, was released in November 2015. The game had sold around 7.46 million copies by February 2022. Some related media and adaptations have also been released, including a card game, board game, and comic book series. At number 7, we have Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It is a 2015 action-adventure game developed by Ubisoft Quebec and published by Ubisoft. It was released on October 23, 2015 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, and on November 19, 2015 for Windows. It is the ninth major installment in the Assassin's Creed series and successor to 2014's Assassin's Creed Unity. Assassin's Creed Syndicate received positive reviews upon release with praise for its visuals, characters, narrative, and level design. However, the combat, open world design, and vehicle gameplay were met with some criticism. The game was nominated for multiple awards, including Best Action Adventure at the Game Awards 2015. Syndicate was less financially successful than previous entries in the series, selling over 5.5 million units. By November 2017, Ubisoft attributed the lower sales numbers to a series fatigue among players, caused in part by Assassin's Creed Unity's disappointing release the year prior, and decided to end the annual release cycle for the series. The next main entry, Assassin's Creed Origins, primarily set in Ptolemaic era ancient Egypt, was released in October 2017 and acts as a soft reboot which introduces more role-playing mechanics and a new modern-day storyline. At number 8 we have Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. It is a 2015 action role-playing game developed and published by the Polish studio CD Projekt. It is the sequel to the 2011 game The Witcher 2 Assassins of Kings and the third game in the Witcher video game series, played in an open world with a third-person perspective. The game follows the Witcher series of fantasy novels written by Andrzej Sapkowski. The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt was released for PlayStation 4, Windows, and Xbox One in May 2015, with a Nintendo Switch version released in October 2019 and PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X versions subtitled Complete Edition released in December 2022. The game received critical acclaim with praise for its gameplay, narrative, world design, combat, and visuals. Although it received minor criticism due to technical issues. It holds more than 200 Game of the Year awards and has been cited as one of the greatest video games ever made. 2 expansions were also released to critical acclaim. A Game of the Year edition was released in August 2016 with the base game, expansions, and all downloadable content included. The game has sold over 50 million units as of March 2023, making it one of the best-selling video games of all time. A sequel titled The Witcher 4 is in development. At number 9 we have Life is Strange. It is an 2015 episodic action-adventure game developed by Dot Entertainment and published by Square Enix, the first installment in the Life is Strange series. The game was released in 5 episodes periodically throughout 2015 for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Windows, Xbox 360 and Xbox One. It was ported to OS X and Linux in 2016 and iOS and Android in 2017 and 2018. Life is Strange received critical acclaim and was commended for its character development, refined game mechanic, emotional depth, and tackling of taboo subjects. Criticisms included the slang that was used, poor lip syncing, and tonal inconsistencies in the story. The game garnered over 75 Game of the Year awards and listings and has reached 20 million players as of November 2023. A prequel, Life is Strange Before the Storm, was released in August 2017, while a remastered version of the game was released as a part of the Life is Strange Remastered Collection. A direct sequel, Life is Strange Double Exposure, was released in October 2024. At number 10 we have Rocket League. It is a 2015 vehicular soccer video game developed and published by Psyonix for various home consoles and computers. A sequel to 2008's supersonic acrobatic rocket-powered battle cars. Rocket League features up to 8 players assigned to each of the 2 teams using rocket-powered vehicles to hit a ball into their opponent's goal and score points over the course of a match. The game includes single-player and multiplayer modes that can be played both locally and online, including cross-platform play between all versions. Rocket League was first released on the PlayStation Store and Steam for PlayStation 4 and Windows respectively in July 2015, with ports for Xbox One and Nintendo Switch being released later on. Physical retail versions for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One were distributed starting in 2016 by 505 Games and later by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. Versions for Mac OS and Linux were also released in 2016, but support for their online services was dropped in 2020. Rocket League was praised for its gameplay improvements over supersonic acrobatic rocket-powered battle cars, as well as its graphics and overall presentation, although some criticism was directed towards the game's physics engine. It has since been considered one of the greatest video games ever made. The game earned many industry awards and saw over 10 million sales and 40 million players by the beginning of 2018. Rocket League has also been adopted as an esport, with professional players participating through ESL and Major League Gaming, along with Psyonix's own Rocket League Championship Series (RLCS). At number 11, we have The Order 1886. It is a 2015 action-adventure video game developed by Ready at Dawn and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation 4. Set in an 1886 alternate history steampunk London, the game follows the Knights of the Round Table as they battle to keep the world safe from half-breeds such as werewolves and vampires, as well as fringe organizations rebelling against the government. The Order 1886 received mixed reviews from critics. Praise was directed at the game's production value, graphics, and technical achievements, while criticism was given for the game's short length, story, gameplay, replay value, and limited involvement the player is given. At number 12, we have Batman Arkham Knight. It is a 2015 action-adventure game developed by Rocksteady Studios and published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. Based on the DC Comics superhero Batman, it is the successor to the 2013 video game Batman Arkham Origins, a direct sequel to Batman Arkham City that came in 2011 and the fourth main installment in the Batman Arkham series. Written by Sefton Hill, Ian Ball, and Martin Lancaster, Arkham Knight is inspired by the long-running comic book mythos set 9 months after the events of the Arkham City. The game's main storyline follows Batman as he confronts Scarecrow, who has launched an attack on Gotham City and caused a citywide evacuation. Scarecrow, with the help of the mysterious Arkham Knight, plots to unite all of Gotham's criminals in an attempt to finally destroy Batman. Arkham Knight was released worldwide on June 23, 2015 for PlayStation 4, Windows and Xbox One. A Nintendo Switch version was released in December 2023. The PlayStation and Xbox console versions of the game received generally favorable reviews and was considered to be a satisfying conclusion to the franchise. The Windows and Nintendo Switch versions were subject to criticism for technical and performance issues that rendered it unplayable for some users, with Warner Bros. Temporarily withdrawing the Windows version from sale to fix issues. At release, the game was the fastest selling game of 2015 and the fastest selling game in the Arkham series, reaching over 5 million units sold globally by October 2015. It was also the 6th best selling game of 2015 in the UK. The game also received several accolades, including Best British Game, Best Game, and Best Action Adventure Game. It was also featured in many lists of the best video games of 2015 and of the 2010s. A variety of post-release content was released for the game, including story-based missions, challenge maps, and skins for Batman and his allies, different historical Batmobile design and racetracks. A continuation of the series, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, was released on February 2, 2024. At number 13, we have Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. It is a 2015 action-adventure stealth video game developed and published by Konami, directed, written, and designed by Hideo Kojima as his final work at Konami. It is the 9th installment in the Metal Gear franchise, following Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, a standalone prologue released the previous year. Set in 1984, 9 years after the events of Ground Zeroes, the story follows mercenary leader Punished Venom Snake as he ventures into Soviet-occupied Afghanistan and the Angola-Zaire border region to exact revenge on those who destroyed his forces and came close to killing him. During the climax of Ground Zero, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain was released for PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Windows, Xbox 360 and Xbox One on September 1, 2015. It received critical acclaim with praise for its gameplay, open world, graphics, themes, and performances. Its narrative and certain changes to the series formula divided critics, while the appearance of the character quite drew criticism. The game's repeated missions, ending, and evidence of removed content led some to label it unfinished. The Phantom Pain shipped 6 million units by December 2015. It received several awards and is considered to be one of the greatest stealth games of all time. Metal Gear Solid 5 The Definitive Experience, a bundle that includes both the Phantom Pain and Ground Zeroes, along with all additional content for both games, was released in October 2016. And so that was it for today. I hope you liked this video. If you do, then please drop a thumbs up, share your thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to our channel. Help us reach 200 subscribers. It will be very much appreciated. And thanks for watching. I will see you in the next video. Till then, this is Wavex signing out.